Hey, do you want to film a video with mommy? Huh? Do you want to help me film a video today? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's go, Kev. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Gabriella of Anima, where we talk about all the small ways in which we can save the planet. Now today we're actually going to talk about something really cool that's coming up, specifically in America. If you're watching this from outside of America, maybe you can apply this to like just normal like celebration type aspects, but the 4th of July is coming up, and in America this is a really big celebration that usually ends up with a lot of waste. A lot of people have cookouts and get-togethers with their family and friends, and it's usually a lot of people, so they have a lot of food. Some of it may end up going to waste because you want to get more than enough food for everyone to make sure that you have enough. So a lot of people tend to overbuy food and then they try to give it away, or they try to use it all themselves, but then they don't preserve it correctly, or they forget that they have it, so they end up throwing it away because they think it's gone bad, which really sucks for the food. This is one of the problems that's also with our daily life and food waste as well. When people also have cookouts and get-togethers, they also tend to use disposable cups, plates, and silverware, which can also add to a lot of waste because most of the time they're either plastic or styrofoam, which adds to the pollution of the world. But I'm going to talk about all the ways that we can avoid this unnecessary waste. When inviting people to your cookout or get-together, you could simply ask them to bring their own cup, their reusable cup that they can fill while at your house or the place of gathering, and you could ask them to bring their own reusable silverware. This doesn't mean that they need to go out and buy a reusable set of silverware. They can simply do what I do in one of my previous videos that I will link in up here. That you can just simply take your silverware from home and wrap it in a cloth towel, and there you go. You have your reusable silverware kit right there. And it didn't even cost you anything. You can do the same thing with reusable napkins and plates. Most people would feel like this is a bit weird, but this is what a lot of people do for picnics as well. You usually get your picnic basket, put your silverware, napkins, plates all in the picnic basket. So you can basically do this when you're going to a cookout as well. Do you want to help me film this video, Kat? Huh? Okay, sit down. Well, apparently he's just gonna do that the entire time I film this video, so there's that. So that advice is for when you've already purchased your food, you have it to serve at your get-together, and then people will eat it. But you also need to purchase the food to begin with. So I know a lot of people, when they do these type of cookouts, barbecues, get-togethers for 4th of July, they usually have hamburgers, hot dogs, maybe like fruit salads, watermelon like decoration stuff, coleslaw, things like that. So when you're looking into purchasing these things, you can actually buy your meat in bulk. So if you don't have a butcher or a market where you can go and buy your meat fresh from the counter, then you can actually purchase your meat in the big bags, and that would be the best option if that's all you have, to buy in the biggest bag possible. And then if you have leftovers afterwards, or if it's a little more than you'd like, then you can also preserve that and then use it for yourself later. But if you do have a counter where you can buy fresh meat, I would recommend bringing your own containers and filling them up with the meat that you need. Now, that's a little bit iffy right now because of the whole situation that's going on right now, but if you can, this is a great option to avoid unnecessary packaging. And I know a lot of people, when they go to cookouts and things like that, they want to serve it as a treat to themselves, but I really think it's important to not overeat meat, because when you overeat meat and have like 5 hamburgers and a half a pack of hot dogs, that really starts to add up, especially if everyone at the cookout is doing that. And yeah, I think you should, maybe a recommendation would be to eat more treats like the fruit salad and just other desserts and side dishes that you don't have that often that maybe other people would bring to the cookout, which I think that is really fun. You get to try so many new dishes that you've never made before or that you would be unwilling to try unless it was at the cookout. So I think that's a really cool opportunity. Like, most people probably generally need maybe one hamburger, one hot dog. Most of the time it's less than that. Nobody needs more than that. Usually you only need one or the other, but I can understand having one or two as a treat. That makes sense. But for the people out there eating 4 hot dogs, 3 hamburgers, unless you are The Rock and you can justify needing that much protein, I don't think that should happen. You do not need that much protein. Your body can only handle so much and only process so much protein to actually be helpful for you and your body. So please, just be considerate of your own needs. As for like hot dog buns and hamburger buns, or any other type of bread that you may be looking for, I would recommend going to your local bakery, because usually at these type of places it's a lot easier to avoid that plastic bag on the outside that you might normally see at your grocery store. But also at some grocery stores, like my local farmers market, they have a little like bin area where they have like loose bread in there, and they usually have like bagels and stuff like that, and that's usually where I buy my bread to make my hamburger buns. So if you're interested in that, make sure to go check your grocery store to see if they have a loose bread bin area. Actually, most of the time fruit can come unpackaged pretty easily. Like watermelons, I've never seen a watermelon in like a plastic wrap on the outside. It's a lot harder with like berries and like smaller fruits like that. So if you really want to make like a fruit salad type dish or something similar, then I would recommend going to a berry farm. That's one of my goals this year. I really want to go to a berry farm and pick my own blueberries. So if you have that near you, I know it's not like near everyone, and that is definitely a privilege, but if you do have it near you, definitely go take advantage of that, because it's fresh berries. You can buy them in bulk, which I think is really awesome, and you can bring your own bag so you don't have to use unnecessary packaging. Win-win. For other side dishes like pastas or coleslaws or just different type of veggie side dishes, I would recommend going to check your grocery stores to see what you can get package free. Cabbage, I can usually find that pretty easy. Tomatoes, just all those different types of veggies are pretty easy for me to find loose. But make sure you are checking what's around you and making use of the resources that you have individually, because it's a lot different for everyone depending on where you are. So this is something that might be a little more controversial for those people who aren't yet fully into the zero waste community yet. So there's that. But it's fireworks. And I know fireworks is a big part of the celebration of July 4th. But yeah, I used to go see fireworks like when I was little. I haven't gone that often in the past few years, but I mean, I just usually go here and there. I don't see it as a big deal of celebration for me. It was usually just more of like a social thing. But now I actually know what fireworks are made of. I know the cause and the effect that they can have on the environment. So I will choose not to go see fireworks any longer. See, fireworks are made of chemicals and plastic, and they're like barium and aluminum, and they have these things called perchlarates in them. I think that's how you pronounce it. But they have all these things in them, and when the fireworks explode, all that stuff goes just around the environment. And even though you might say, hey, like, my backyard has a lot of land, I can let off fireworks safely, you don't know where everything is going or everything is flowing, the wind is taking things. You don't know where it could end up. Especially if you have like streams or rivers or lakes, oceans near you, wherever you let off that firework. If you're even far away, your one firework that you let off could still end up in those areas. So just being mindful and educating about what they actually are can actually make a huge difference. I'm sure that if more people understood what the harm fireworks cause, I'm sure we wouldn't have as much of a problem as we do right now. See, the percolates can actually dissolve in water, and all those streams, rivers, oceans, lakes, that is where the percolates are dissolving, we ingest that water, animals can ingest that water, and it's just a not safe thing because our water is being polluted. And it's also the same thing with the smoke that the fireworks give off as well. It can damage our air quality, which impacts us and other wildlife around us as well, which is not really that good. I like to breathe, I like to drink water. It's a healthy thing for all of us, for everyone. This can also impact our plastic waste because they also have plastic in them as well. So when the fireworks explode, you don't necessarily know where the chemicals are going and also the plastic. Sparklers are pretty much the same way. They're just like mini fireworks. They're not actually that safe because they can burn really hot. So I really wouldn't recommend them for that either. But they are also like mini fireworks with chemicals and litter. Same goes with poppets. Those little things that you just throw and smash on the ground. Those are just even minier fireworks. And they also leave more litter than the sparklers do. Because obviously when the poppets go, they leave those little like plastic like wrapper type things on the ground, and I can't say that I've ever picked up every one that I used, which sucks. But yeah, that's a lot of waste right there just from those little box of poppets. And when you buy them, it usually comes in like a big package, so it's a lot all at once. And if you just think about how many people are using those poppets, sparklers, and fireworks just on July 4th, let alone any other time, you really begin to think how much that waste actually adds up. So please, take this information and educate more people. Now I know I may have seemed kind of negative like so far in this video, but it really doesn't have to be that way. You can be positive and excited about being able to bring your own silverware and plates and save on waste, and you can celebrate in other ways besides using fireworks. There are plenty of other ways that you can still celebrate the holiday and be with your family other than creating more waste. For example, if you're lucky enough to have a space where you can go outside and do things outside, like if you have a swimming pool, swimming is amazing. I love to swim. You could also do things like play football, just throw it around. You could also do like badminton. If you have room for a net in your backyard, you could play catch, play basketball. You could even do simple things like draw on your sidewalk or just explore nature. If you have enough land in your backyard where you could just play like kickball or something like that and incorporate more of your family, then I think that's a really cool thing as well. Now, if you prefer not to go so much outdoorsy, you could also revert to playing like board games inside the house as well. There are plenty of board games that are made for different types of people. My family is big on board games. We really like to play them and spend time with them, so I like anything from Monopoly to like any type of card game or Jenga. Anything like that is really fun, and you really get to the point of spending time with your family. I think that's the most important thing of the get-together, is actually getting together and communicating and enjoying each other's company, because it's not the whole point of getting together in the first place. I think talking is a really important aspect because you can also talk about things like this, about educating people about like new things that you've learned. Just talking with people about things that are going on are really important, and getting to know your family too is really fun. And usually celebrations like this only happen every so often, so it's really a point to catch up with your family. So please take advantage of these times that you have. Maybe even get a political debate going, whatever floats your boat. But if you have kids, you could really do stuff to interact with them. Or I know a lot of people prefer to cook a lot for these type of holidays and get-togethers. So if you enjoy food as much as my family does, as much as I do, I really recommend getting the opportunity to cook more. If you really don't enjoy cooking, maybe this would be a chance for you to get more experimentative and more creative with your family. Some of my family knows how to cook certain things, and that I don't. So this might be an opportunity for me to learn to be able to cook those dishes that I love. But whatever the case may be, make sure to enjoy this opportunity of spending time with your family and friends. Because sometimes our world is so busy and we forget how important it is to take that time to just relax. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any tips on making July 4th more sustainable, please let me know in the comments down below. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and like my Facebook page there if you want to talk more on there. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button as well. See you!